Hello students, how are you? Fine? Good. We are continuing nucleophilic substitution reaction. Nucleophilic substitution reaction. In the last class, we discussed the nucleophilic substitution introduction, their types of nucleophiles, negative nucleophiles, neutral nucleophiles, after that leaving groups and leaving group tendency, best leaving group, after that rate of reaction in nucleophilic substitution reaction with respect to leaving groups we discussed. Today, in continuation to nucleophilic substitution, we will discuss types of nucleophilic substitution reactions. SN1, SN2, SNI, aromatic SN reactions. Right? Myself, Dr. Ashok Reddy. You are watching Ashok Reddy chemistry classes and welcome to AIR tuitions. Nucleophilic substitution. So what is nucleophilic substitution? In a reaction, one nucleophile substituted with another nucleophile. For example, nucleophile reacts with alkyl halide. One nucleophile will come inside, then another nucleophile will go outside. So one nucleophile will come inside, another nucleophile will go outside. That is nucleophilic substitution reaction. Now, types of nucleophilic substitution reactions. Okay. Types of nucleophilic substitution reaction. SN1, SN2, SNI, SN aromatic. Right. SN1, unimolecular. SN1 means unimolecular. Unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. SN2, bimolecular. Bimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. SNI, intramolecular. Intramolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. SNAR, aromatic. Aromatic nucleophilic substitution reaction. Now keep the side heading SN1, unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. Unimolecular nucleophilic substitution. Unimolecular nucleophilic substitution. Unimolecular nucleophilic substitution. Substitution. SN1, unimolecular nucleophilic substitution. Unimolecular. SN1, unimolecular nucleophilic substitution. We start with one example. Example: hydrolysis of alkyl halide. Hydrolysis of alkyl halide. Hydrolysis of alkyl halide is an example of unimolecular nucleophilic substitution. The alkyl halide should be tertiary alkyl halide. Alkyl halide should be tertiary alkyl halide. See the reaction. Tertiary alkyl halide. This is tertiary alkyl halide. Tertiary alkyl halide undergoes hydrolysis. Undergoes hydrolysis to give CH3, one nucleophile will come inside and another nucleophile Cl minus will go outside. Coming to the mechanism, SN1 reaction mechanism involves two steps. It's a two steps mechanism. It's a two steps mechanism in SN1 reaction. SN1 reaction, two steps mechanism. SN1 reaction, two steps mechanism. SN2 reaction, only one step mechanism. Step 1. Step 1 in SN1 reaction. Step 1, formation of carbocation. Step 1, formation of carbocation. Formation of carbocation. Formation of carbocation is the first step. See the carbocation formation. So CH3 taken thrice, C Cl to give, so this bond undergoing cleavage to give CH3 taken thrice, C carbonium ion, carbocation plus Cl minus. Okay. In the first step, what is happening? In the first step, this CCl bond undergoing cleavage to give carbocation and the Cl minus ion. In the second step, attack of electrophile. Sorry, attack of nucleophile. Second step, attack of nucleophile. Attack of nucleophile. So CH3 taken thrice, carbocation plus water. Water is the nucleophile. Why? Because hydrolysis of alkyl halide. So lone pair of electrons on oxygen attacks at the carbocation. As a result, CH3 taken thrice, CO hydrogen and a positive charge. In the next step, in the same step, further one more molecule of water obstruct proton from this compound to give alcohol. CH3 taken thrice, COH. Sorry, C. So one nucleophile will go outside, another nucleophile will come inside. That is nucleophilic substitution reaction, and it is SN1. Because it involves a two-step mechanism, formation of carbocation as the intermediate in the SN1. The reaction in which carbocation is formed as an intermediate, that means that is said to be unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. Right. See, in these two steps, first step is the rate determining step. This is a slow step. First step is the slow step, that is the rate determining step, whereas the second step is the fast step. In nucleophilic substitution reaction, in the first step, carbocation is formed as an intermediate, and formation of carbocation is the slow step. That is the rate determining step. Right. So here, two doubts. So what is the driving force for the cleavage of this carbon halogen bond? And see, negative nucleophile. Okay, this is the negative nucleophile. This is neutral nucleophile. In the last class, we discussed the ability of nucleophile is known as nucleophilicity. The nucleophilicity of negative nucleophiles is more than the neutral nucleophile. That means the nucleophilicity of Cl minus ion somewhat better when compared to the neutral nucleophile. But why this is allowing to attack this water on this carbocation? Why not this chlorine atom? Why not this chlorine nucleophile will attack on carbocation to get back to the starting material? But that is not happening. Why this Cl minus ion is not attacking on this one? Why it is allowing to attack water on this carbocation? To know this, we have to study some important points in SN1 reactions, factors affecting SN1 reaction. Now take the subheading, factors affecting SN1 reaction. Factors affecting SN1 reaction. Factors affecting SN1 reaction. First point, very important. First point, you can see what is happening in SN1 reaction. First alkyl halide, in the first step, generation of the carbocation. First step, two steps mechanism. In the first step, carbocation is formed, polarization of the CCl bond will take place, carbocation is formed and the Cl minus will be formed. In the second step, water will attack on that carbocation to give ROH in the second step. Let's see the mechanism of the SN1 reaction. It's a two-step mechanism. In the first step, carbocation is formed. In the second step, water will attack on the carbocation. Second step is the fast step. First step is the slow step. And this is the rate determining step. First step is the slow step and this is the rate determining step. What is the rate determining step? formation of carbocation is the rate determining step in SN1 reaction. So first step is the rate determining step. First step is the rate determining step, that is the slow step. Okay, rate determining step, that is the slow step. In the first step, only alkyl halide involved in the reaction. In the first step, only alkyl halide involved in the reaction. So that means only one molecule involved. Only one molecule involved in the first step. Only alkyl halide involved. That's why rate of reaction is directly proportional to concentration of alkyl halide. Rate of reaction directly proportional to concentration of the alkyl halide. Only one molecule. First step is the rate determining step. That is the slow step. And the rate of reaction is depends on only one molecule, that is the starting material. Rate is directly proportional to concentration of the alkyl halide. So it is a first order kinetics. Example of first order kinetics. Example of first order kinetics. Rate is directly proportional to concentration of alkyl halide. If you increase the concentration of alkyl halide, rate will increase. Suppose if you double the concentration of alkyl halide, rate will double. If you increase the concentration of alkyl halide to 10 times, rate will increase to 10 times. Why? Because the rate is directly proportional to concentration of the alkyl halide. Why? Because first step is the rate determining step. Rate is directly proportional to concentration of the alkyl halide. Suppose if you increase the concentration of the water 10 times, rate of reaction will not change. Why? Because rate is not depending on this step. Okay, this step, this water will attack after formation of a carbocation. After rate determining step, this nucleophile will attack on the carbocation. That's why rate is independent of the concentration of the second nucleophile. So even if you increase the concentration, there is no effect of concentration of water in SN1 reaction. SN1 reaction, rate of the reaction directly proportional to concentration of alkyl halide and independent of the concentration of the nucleophile water. So this is a very, very important point. Now point number 2. Which substrates will undergo SN1 reaction? Which substrates will undergo SN1 reaction? Substrate. For example, you have given a 3 compounds. Tertiary butyl chloride, tertiary butyl chloride, isopropyl chloride, isopropyl chloride, ethyl chloride, ethyl chloride. Among these 3 alkyl halides, which will readily undergo SN1 reaction, unimolecular nucleophilic substitution, which will readily undergo. As I said, in the first example, generally tertiary alkyl halides readily undergo SN1 reaction. But what is the reason behind tertiary alkyl prefer to undergo SN1 reaction? The reason is, if you see the mechanism, in the mechanism of unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction, there is a formation of carbocation. Carbocation is formed as an intermediate in SN1 reactions. So, the alkyl halide which will give stable carbocation will prefer to undergo SN1 reaction. Those which give stable carbocation, that will readily undergo SN1 reaction. Let's see, in this case, tertiary carbocation is formed. In this case, secondary carbocation is formed. In ethyl chloride, breakage of this bond, primary carbocation is formed. Stability of carbocation, we know the stability order. Stability order of carbocation. Stability order of carbocation, we know. Tertiary carbocation is more stable than secondary carbocation is more stable than primary carbocation. This is the stability order of carbocation. Since tertiary alkyl halide is tertiary alkyl halide giving more stable carbocation. So tertiary readily undergo SN1 reaction than secondary, and secondary carbocation is more stable than primary carbocation. Secondary alkyl halide readily undergo SN1 when compared to primary. The order is, this is the order of SN1 reaction. Okay, order of, so this tertiary is readily undergo SN1 reaction. After that, secondary alkyl halide, least is primary alkyl halide. Next point, effect of solvent in SN1 reaction. Third point, effect of solvent in SN1 reaction. Effect of solvent in SN1 reactions. How solvent plays a role in SN1 reaction. Generally, polar protic solvents generally used in SN1 reaction, or polar protic solvents favors SN1 reaction. Why? The reason is, see the example, CH3 Cl, right? So as I discussed, in the first step what is happening? In the first step, formation of the carbocation. Formation of carbocation in the first step. What is the driving force for the cleavage of this CCl bond? As I said, okay, the driving force for this is, generally polar solvents are used to polarize this CCl bond. The solvents which are polar solvents are generally polarize this CCl bond. Polar solvents polarize this CCl bond to give C plus and Cl minus ion. Among the polar solvents, the solvents which have high dielectric constant, can readily polarize CCl bond. Suppose solvent having more dielectric constant, that readily immediately cleaves CCl bond, so that will give carbocation. Suppose if the solvent is having less dielectric constant, it will take some time to cleave this bond. So more dielectric constant favors SN1 reactor. So in general, polar solvents which are having more dielectric constant favors SN1 reaction. The reason is, so those solvents which are those polar solvents which are having high dielectric constant readily polarize this CCl bond to give carbocation. Now coming to the protic solvent. So we discussed, so in the first step, rate determining step, carbocation is formed as an intermediate. In the first step itself, Cl minus also will formed as a nucleophile in the first step. But this Cl minus is not attacking on this carbocation. Right? Alright. So in the next step, water is attacking on this carbocation. Why water is attacking on carbocation? Why not Cl minus means? So the protic solvents generally, once Cl minus is formed, once the nucleophile formed in the first step, that is surrounded with protic solvent. Okay. As soon as this Cl minus is formed in the reaction, the protic solvents that are used in the SN1 reaction, those are surrounded by these nucleophile. So there is no chance to attack this Cl minus again back on this one. As soon as it is formed, it is surrounded with the protic solvent. That is the reason why Cl minus ions will not attack on the carbocation to shift the equilibrium backside. Right. Now coming to, and also these protic solvents generally stabilize the carbocation. Now see, for example, if you take the water, its dielectric constant is 80. If you take like ethyl alcohol, its dielectric constant is around 35. If you take CH3COOH, acetic acid, its dielectric constant is around 5. If the rate of reaction in acetic acid is X, let us assume that X, since its dielectric content is lesser, the rate is X. So see the rate of reaction. How we can see the rate of reaction? So its dielectric constant is more when compared to acetic acid. So the rate is around 4x. Okay, since the dielectric constant is more, so it will readily polarize the CCl bond, and the rate is 4x when compared to acetic acid. Because in case of least dielectric constant itself, rate is x. In ethanol, dielectric constant is more, readily polarize the CCl bond, rate is 4 times more when compared to acetic acid. Now you can see direct, so rate of reaction in case of water, it is around 1.5 lakh times more than rate of reaction with respect to acetic acid. If acetic acid is x, so the rate of reaction in case of water is 1.5 lakhs times more than the acetic acid. Why? Because dielectric constant is more. If dielectric constant is more, immediately the CCl bond readily undergoing polarization. As a result, equilibrium shift towards the forward direction, and immediately protic solvents generally surrounded with the chloride ion. So immediately that the H2O will attack on this one to give the final compound nucleophilic substitution unimolecular. So the preferred solvents for SN1 reactions are water and alcohols. Water and alcohols are preferred solvents for SN1 reaction. In some SN1 reactions, in most of the SN1 reactions, water is used as a solvent and also water is used as a nucleophile. The reactions in which water is used as a solvent as well as nucleophile, those reactions are said to be solvolysis reaction. Solvolysis reactions. What is solvolysis reaction? In these reactions, water is acting as a solvent as well as a nucleophile. Right? So this is about the effect of solvent in unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. Next point, effect of leaving group in SN1 reaction. Fourth point, leaving group. Effect of leaving group in SN1 reaction. Effect of leaving group in SN1 reaction. Generally, best leaving groups favors SN1 reaction. Best leaving group favors SN1 reaction. Favors SN1 reaction. Okay, favors SN1 reaction. So what are the best leaving groups? The leaving group which has good leaving group tendency, those are the best leaving groups. So those can favor SN1 reaction. So what are the best, which groups having the best leaving group tendency? Suppose if it is anion, that anion should be more stable. If the leaving group is anion, if that is more stable, then that has high leaving group tendency and that is a best leaving group. Or if the leaving group is weakly basic, if the leaving group is weak base, then that weak base, that leaving group is having good leaving group tendency and that is the best leaving group. Either more stable anion or weakly basic leaving group, are they having more leaving group tendency and those are the best leaving groups. Those best leaving groups favors SN1 reaction. So next point, nucleophile. Effect of nucleophile in SN1 reaction. Effect of nucleophile in SN1 reaction. Mild nucleophiles favors SN1. Very, very important point. Mild nucleophiles favors SN1. Strong nucleophiles favors SN2 reaction. We will discuss about SN2 in the next class. For SN1 reaction, the nucleophile should be mild. You can remember, so mild nucleophile and strong nucleophile. If the nucleophile is mild, it will favor for SN1. Why? Suppose, what is happening in SN1? If you see, recollect the mechanism. In the first step, formation of the carbocation will take place. Okay. In the first step, formation of the carbocation will take place in SN1 reaction. CH3, C plus and Cl minus. After that, after formation of the carbocation, in the next step, the nucleophile will attack on this carbon. carbonyl will attack on this carbocation. If it is mild nucleophile, if we are using mild nucleophile, then so the first step is as usual formation of carbocation, and the mild nucleophile will attack at the carbon will attack at the carbocation, will get the final compound, so will get the SN1 reaction. Suppose if it is strong nucleophile, if you use strong nucleophile, it won't allow to polarize this CCl bond. It won't allow to form the carbocation. Instead, it will directly attack backside to alkyl halide in one step. So we'll get the nucleophilic substitution. So in that case, that is SN2 reaction. So regarding this reaction, we'll discuss in the next class. So that's why for SN1 reaction, the nucleophile should be mild. Then only carbocation will be formed. If carbocation formed, then only this is SN1 reaction. After formation of carbocation, this mild nucleophile will attack on this carbocation. If you take strong nucleophile, it won't allow to form the carbocation. Once no carbocation is formed, that is not SN1 reaction. Instead, it won't allow to form the carbocation, and it will directly attack on this carbon. After that, this chlorine will go outside. So that is SN2 reaction. So always for SN1 reaction, mild nucleophile is better. So coming to the next point, stereochemistry in SN1. Stereochemistry in SN1. Stereochemistry in SN1, unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. Very, very important topic in SN1 reaction. Very, very important. So, general, suppose, so in SN1 reaction, mechanism involves two steps. Carbocation will form in the first step, that is the rate determining step. After that, after formation of the carbocation, so nucleophile will attack on that carbocation, we will get the final compound. So far, so generally, we will get one product. Okay, so after nucleophilic substitution, we will get only one product. In case of stereochemistry, we will get a mixture of isomers. Right. So when we will get a mixture of isomers means, suppose if alkyl halide is chiral, if alkyl halide is chiral carbon, in SN1 reaction, racemization will take place. Racemization will take place. If alkyl halide is chiral in SN1 reaction, racemization will take place. After racemization, we will get racemic mixture. We will get a racemic mixture. That means a mixture of isomers in 1:1 ratio. Theoretically, mixture of isomers 1:1 ratio will formed. That is a racemic mixture. 50% one isomer, another 50% is another isomer. So process is racemization. The racemization means conversion of one single isomer into the mixture of isomers is known as racemization. Okay, let's see. S isomer will give S plus R. R isomer will give R plus S. That is racemization. Right. If you take one chiral carbon, we will get a mixture of enantiomers. Very, very important topic. Mixture of enantiomers will form. If you take one chiral center, mixture of enantiomers will form in the SN1 reaction. If you take two chiral carbons, we will get a mixture of diastereomers will form. Diastereomers will form. So enantiomers will form in SN1 reaction in case of one chiral carbon. If it is more than one or two chiral carbon, we will get a mixture of diastereomers. Chiral means if carbon attached to four different groups. That is said to be chiral. Whenever alkyl halide is chiral, so in SN1 reaction, racemization will take place. In racemization, racemic mixture will form. Racemic mixture means if you take one isomer, we will get a mixture of isomers. Theoretically, racemic mixture means 1:1 ratio of two isomers. If it is one chiral center, we will get a mixture of enantiomers. Enantiomers means non-superimposable mirror images. Suppose if you take two chiral center, we will get a mixture of diastereomers. Diastereomers means non-superimposable, non-mirror images. So to know more about enantiomers and diastereomers, we will discuss complete details in stereochemistry. As of now, I will explain whatever important for our topic. Let's see, coming to the example, chiral. Okay, we need chiral alkyl halide. So if it is chiral, then only stereochemistry will apply. So CH3, C2H5 and the C3H7. Okay, see, carbon attached to 4 different groups. Alkyl halide required one halogen, one methyl group, ethyl group and a propyl group. So this carbon is said to be chiral carbon. It is said to be chiral carbon. So whenever alkyl halide is chiral, so it is undergoing SN1 reaction. Definitely it is a tertiary alkyl halide. Definitely it will undergo SN1 reaction. In SN1 reaction, what will take place? Racemization will take place. Since it is only one chiral carbon, mixture of enantiomers will be formed. Now see what is happening here in the first step. First step is the slow step, rate determining step. In the first step, what is happening? So carbocation is formed. So C3H7, C2H5, CH3. Carbocation. Let's see why mixture of isomers is formed. In the normal case, suppose if 3 groups are same, what is happening? We will get carbocation. So similar, suppose CH3, CH3, CH3. After that, water will attack on this carbocation. We will get only one isomer. But in case of, since it is chiral, we are getting mixture of isomers. The reason why we are getting mixture of isomers means, you can see carefully, look at this one. This is sp3 hybridized carbon. This is sp3 hybridized carbon. So the shape of this molecule is tetrahedron. The shape of this molecule is tetrahedron. Bond angle is 109 degrees 28 minutes. Bond angle is 109 degrees 28 minutes. So this is, what is this one? This carbocation. This is sp2 hybridized. sp2 hybridized. Bond angle is 120 degrees. And the shape is trigonal planar. The shape of this molecule is trigonal planar. So I will write a little better. So this is okay. C2H5, CH3 and C3H7. Why? Because this is a sp3 sp2 hybridized. Okay, the bond angle should be 120. Bond angle should be 120 like this. Okay, 120 degrees. Okay. If all the groups are similar groups, so no need to discuss all these things. We will get only one isomer. But since it is 3 different groups, okay, since it is 4 different groups, here the environment is different. Now you see this carbocations. Now you see this sp2 hybridized compound. This is a planar molecule. This is a planar molecule. CH3 here, C3H5, C2, C3H5 and C2H5 here. A planar molecule. So now the second step, water will attack on this carbocation. Water will attack on this carbocation. Here there are 2 possibilities. 2 possibilities. So this is a planar molecule. Right, planar molecule. So nucleophile will attack on the top front side or nucleophile will attack at the back side. Okay, bottom side or back side, top or front. 2 possibilities are there. For example, see, now I wrote on the paper, I wrote on the blackboard, planar molecule. Okay, let us assume the molecule is like this. Nucleophile will attack at the top or nucleophile will attack from the back side to this carbon. Okay, 2 bonds. That's why, so in SN1, if it is chiral center, we will get the mixture of isomers. So why we are getting mixture of isomer? So here it is a planar molecule will be formed. So there are 2 possibilities to attack the nucleophile in the second step, either at the top or back. Suppose if a nucleophile will attack at the front, if the nucleophile will attack at the front side, if nucleophile will attack at front side, we will get the isomer called isomer with retention of the configuration. If the nucleophile will attack at the front side, we will get the isomer with retention of the configuration. If the nucleophile will attack at the back side, we will get the isomer with the inversion of the configuration. Inversion of the configuration. Okay. Now see, so no need to confuse, very careful you can observe. When, so stereochemistry in SN1 reaction, if alkyl halide is chiral, racemization will take place. in racemization, racemic mixture will form. Theoretically, racemic mixture means mixture of two isomers. Why we are getting mixture of two isomers means, see, after first step, we get a carbocation. So here carbocation is a planar molecule. A planar molecule. The nucleophile will attack maybe front side or back side. If it is attacked at front side, that is retention of the configuration. If it attacks at the back side, that is inversion of the configuration. So this type of situation will not arise if the three groups are not okay. If the three groups are same, so this problem will not be there. Okay, we'll get only one isomer. Okay, if it is not chiral, so this question, there is no question of front and back. Only it is possible in case of chiral carbon. If it is not chiral carbon, only one isomer. No front, no back, no retention, no inversion, only one isomer. In case of chiral only, we will get the two isomers, that is related to stereochemistry. If we take one chiral center, we will get a mixture of enantiomers. We will take two chiral center, we will get a mixture of diastereomers. So I will explain very little more in by taking RS notations. So if it is one carbon, one chiral carbon, mixture of enantiomer will form. If it is two carbon, mixture of diastereomers will be formed. Always if chiral carbon is there, it undergoing SN1 reaction, mixture of isomers will be formed. See, so in the last, so previously I explained carbocation, sp2 hybridized trigonal planar. So reacting with nucleophilic substitution with water. Suppose if it is attacking at front side, the configuration is retention of the configuration. Okay. So if it is attacked at the back side, that is the inversion of the configuration. Right. See the way of writing. CH3, C2H5 and C3H7. If it is front side attack, just to keep nucleophile in place of Cl. See the way of writing. If it is front side attack, keep the incoming nucleophile in place of Cl. If it is back side attack, see the way of writing. Don't disturb the positions. Don't disturb the groups in vertical line. Whereas in the horizontal line, nucleophile will attack from the back side. And the C2H5, the group which is present at the left side, will move to the right side. Let's see, very important. Suppose it is front side, what is happening first? There is a chiral carbon, one carbon will get a mixture of enantiomers. Those two are enantiomers. So front side after forming carbocation, that is sp2 hybridized trigonal planar, one OH will attack at the front side, another OH will attack at the back side. Front side attack is retention, back side is inversion. Where front side isomer, see the way of writing, Cl minus in place of OH. Back side attack, OH will come back side with respect to Cl. The group which is present at left side will move to the right side. Now we will give the RS notations for this compound to understand better. So what is the racemization, racemic mixture, retention and inversion. See, when assigning RS notation, so the 4 group, give the priority order for the 4 group. See, carbon attached to carbon, carbon attached to carbon, carbon attached to carbon, carbon attached to chlorine. Chlorine is having more atomic weight. So first priority is chlorine. Then remaining 3 groups. So carbon directly attached to carbon, 1 carbon, here 2 carbon, carbon to carbon, carbon to carbon. So this is the second priority group. So remaining 3, only 1 carbon, here carbon to carbon, 2 carbons are there. So atomic weight is more here, and this is the 4th group. See, write a line from 1, 2, 3 and 4. See, this is anti-clockwise direction. Anti-clockwise direction. If it is anti-clockwise direction, it is S isomer. This is a S isomer. So the alkyl halide that we have taken is S isomer. Let's see what is happening here. So carbon to carbon, 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 oxygen, oxygen atomic weight is more. So first priority is oxygen. Again, carbon, only 1 carbon, carbon to carbon, carbon to carbon, carbon. 2, 3 carbons are there. This is the second priority group. So here 2 groups, 1 carbon. Here 2 carbons are carbon to carbon. So this is the 3rd priority group and this is the 4th priority group. So see, so start from 1, 2, 3. Again this is anti-clock. So anti-clock means anti-clock. Anti-clock means this is also S isomer. S isomer. Now see the inversion configuration. So first priority, carbon to carbon, carbon to carbon, carbon to carbon, carbon to oxygen. Oxygen atomic weight is more. So first priority is oxygen. After that, one carbon, carbon to carbon, carbon to carbon, and again carbon. That means second priority is this one. Remaining two, only one carbon, carbon to carbon. The two carbons are there. This is the third priority and this is the least priority. So start from 1, 2, 3. So this is clockwise direction. So clockwise direction means R isomer. So this is the way of assigning R as notation. Let's see. We have started with S isomer. We got S isomer and R isomer. So conversion of one single isomer into mixture of isomer is known as racemization. This is known as racemization. In racemization, what is happening? Racemic mixture will form. Racemization. In racemization, racemic mixture will form. Racemic mixture means a mixture of two isomers. Okay, mixture of two isomers. So since it is one chiral carbon, so one chiral carbon, what is happening? If it is one chiral carbon, we will get a mixture of enantiomer. These two are enantiomers. Okay, these two are enantiomers. These two are enantiomers. Okay, racemic mixture means 1:1. Okay, 50% one isomer and 50% another isomers will form. 1:1 ratio is formed. Let's see S isomer to S isomer. Retention. Okay, always retention means one. So suppose if you take R to R, that is retention. R to S is inversion. Since we have taken S to S isomer is retention. S to R is inversion. Always in retention. So configuration will not change, whereas inversion configuration will change. Now theoretically, as I told, in the racemic mixture we will get 1:1 ratio, but practically the retention isomer is less than, okay, this is less than 50 and this is more than 50. So let us say this is 49% and this is 51%. Practically this is not 1:1 ratio, but still we can say this is as a racemic mixture. Let's see. Why inversion isomer is little more when compared to retention isomer means so after forming carbocation here, still it is maintaining Cl minus is maintaining some interactions with C plus. As a result, the probability of attacking this side is 1% is less when compared to back side. So back side that problem is not this, it is freely attacking, whereas front side attack, so still it is giving some interaction because of some steric crowding with this Cl minus. 1% retention isomer is less when compared to the back side. So always, so major isomer is, so inversion isomer is major product in SN1 reaction, whereas retention isomer is minor in SN1 reaction. So this is about stereochemistry in SN1 reaction. Stereochemistry, so some important point, stereochemistry SN1, stereochemistry SN1 reaction. Okay, so one chiral carbon gives racemic mixture. One will give racemic mixture with mixture of enantiomers. With mixture of enantiomers. Mixture of enantiomers. With mixture of enantiomers. Okay. So, if more than one chiral carbon, more than one chiral, let us say two, three chirals and done. So, racemic mixture with, it's not racemic mixture, okay? So, it's not racemic mixture, it's a mixture of diastereomers. We cannot say mixture of diastereomers. Diastereomers. Okay, right. So in racemic mixture, always major isomer is the inversion isomer is the major when compared to the retention isomer. Okay, why? Because in retention still it is facing some steric problem. So 1% of retention isomer is less when compared to the inversion isomer. Now, so one important point: if carbocation is more stable. If a carbocation is more stable, extent of racemization is more. Extent of racemization is more. In case of extent of racemization is more in case of one chiral center. In case of one chiral center, if carbocation is more stable, extent of racemization is more. If strong nucleophile, if a strong nucleophile, extent of racemization is very less. Extent of racemization is less. Extent of racemization is less. Extent of racemization is less. Okay. Why? Because in case of strong nucleophile, SN2 will take place. Okay. No racemization will be taken place. So it will less chance for the racemization. In case of strong carbocation, more chance of formation of the racemization. Okay. So this is about stereochemistry and this is about unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. Okay. In the next class, we will solve some important problems related to SN1 reaction. So follow the class, study well, all the very best. Thank you.